Hey, what's up, YouTube? So I'm doing the belt, drive belt, on a 2007 Toyota Prius, and it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I just gotta loose this bolt, the adjusting bolt on that bracket for the alternator. There's another bolt at the bottom, right there. Just gotta back that bolt out just a little bit, maybe one turn, two turns. The top one about the same. But first, before I do all that, I like to disconnect the negative cable on the battery. So I'll 10 millimeter, I'll take that off, tuck it on the side. This top bolt is 12 millimeter on the alternator, the adjusting bracket, 12 millimeter, and the one in the bottom, that's 14 millimeter. Now once I got my 12 millimeter loose and the 14, which is right here, I hold the alternator, push it towards the rear of the vehicle. So push all the way back. You can see it's all the way back on that little track. And now the belt is loose. So I just reach in, grab the belt, angle it past the engine mount, just twist it a little to get it out. And I'll suggest take lots of pictures and draw a diagram if possible of how the belt is routed. It's pretty simple how it's routed, but take lots of pictures, draw a diagram, and from there just take the belt off. Out, match it up with the new one, make sure it's the exact same length. If it's not, put your old one back on and go get a new one that's exactly the same length. And you could see this belt is no good, it's all cracked up. The entire length of the belt is all cracked up. And here we have our new belt. It's perfect. And this is a 07 Prius. So this might be the same part number for all of them. I would double check just to make sure, but this is a Continental. And that's the part number. So here you can see the new belt is on. It's routed over the AC compressor behind the water pump pulley. The back of the belt touches the water pump pulley, and the grooves sit on all the other grooved pulleys. So we have the alternator up and over, we have the AC compressor up and over, we have the crankshaft up and over also, if you look right here. And the water pump is the only one that it's under. The alternator is still all the way forward. That allows us to put it on the alternator. It goes on the alternator last, being that that's the tensioner. So now I just move the alternator towards the front of the car to put the required tension on the belt. And once I put the tension on, I reach in here with my finger, I'll push on the belt, and it should be maybe 1/4 of an inch flex, it should have. Or use the original marking on the bracket right here, that little indentation right there where the original bolt was sitting. Actually, you could just slide it all the way back to that position. If you gotta use a screwdriver or something to kind of get behind it, just to help pry it forward to get that tension right, I could do that. Just be careful not to put it against the connector or anything that might break. Could actually put it between here, between the alternator and this bolt right here, and you get enough tension. Tighten that after you gain the tension, and then you go to the bottom bolt, tighten the bottom bolt after. So just a quick tip on that that main pulley. If the belt's giving a hard time, what I did, I used a screwdriver, get the belt over it, and then used a long screwdriver just to put as like a barrier so the belt doesn't jump off, and hold it like so while I reach over in the front, get the front one on, then I bend it behind the water pump and just continue routing it. And that screwdriver will hold it. There's actually a tool, a special tool that they make, that it's like a long bar, and it has 2 prongs coming out of it, like sticking upwards. So you will have one here and one maybe about 1 inch or 2 away. And the design of that is by having them stick out like so, you could actually fit the belt between those prongs and guide it where you want it to go. There you go, belt on, no noise, no squeaks, no squeals, car's running fine, and all done. Now please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.